I talk too much. What's up, everybody? It's Oz coming back at you with the video journal for week 6, take 2. Yeah, my last one was too big, so we'll cut out the awesome Vanilla Ice intro, and we'll shorten things up. The wife, she says, "Don't talk about your book so much. That was boring." This is the book that she's referring to, and I was talking about characterization and emotional attachment to characters, not about the book itself. So, we'll cut out Spring is in the Air too, because really, quite frankly, who cares if it rains in Washington? Two big things I'm talking about today. Lost contact, as in, friends getting too busy to post up on workspaces. For you guys that watch this video journal that are in classes 1, 2, or 3, expect it, because in classes 4, 5, and 6, you guys will get busy to the point where you just don't spend a whole lot of time posting on the workspace anymore. Your friends know that you're there for them, and when you need them, you ask them, and they'll come and help. Every one of my friends knows that, and for all you guys who have asked for help, you should know that as well. Oz, I need a hand. Okay, I'm right there. If my light's green, scream and yell, ask me, see what's up, and I'll get there and help as best I can. But I will definitely say that class 1 and 2, I used to have 40 to 50 different posts on my workspace. Now I'm lucky if I get 10. So it just shows the curve of difficulty in what's going on. On top of that, just in this last lecture alone, I had a recommended reading list of 3 books. In this class, from weeks 1 through 5, I've had a dozen or more books recommended as far as reading goes, whether from my mentor through lectures or different different parts of the actual learning process here for short film pre-production. So I've only got so much time, and I do my best to devote a good section of time to reading. But again, a lot of it, I'm not going to say a lot of it, but some of it goes into story time, and some of it does go into into technical time. Jeremy Cantor and Pepe Valencia wrote this book here. You guys should check that out, because Cantor actually appears a lot in our lecture series. So support the guys that support us, right? Exactly. But I was talking about the art of story with this. The art of story to me is I think the most important part of anything. When I was 25 or so, people asked me what I wanted to do with my life, and I told them, I said, I want to tell stories. And they said, well, how are you going to do that? I don't know. I back then thought animation was a good route to go, and I'm now starting to realize that dream by putting that forward. I'm animating and telling stories. So, obviously, where I go from here, it's anybody's guess, but I have my roadmap, and I know what I want to do, so I know where I want to go. And that's all that matters, right? Right. Exactly. So, the art of story. This is a series I've been reading. This book too. I started reading this about a week ago, and like I showed you earlier, I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. It's an awesome read. It's a good story. The name of the book is False Gods. This one is by Graham McNeil. Book 1 was by Dan Abnett. I am really emotionally attached to one of the characters in this book. I relish in his successes, and I anguish in his defeats. And that, to me, is the key to good storytelling. And Jed, and that's Diffenderfer, if you don't know who my mentor is right now, he has been pounding that. Bad story can be made up by having great characters. Great story cannot be made up by having bad characters. Or, it's just bad characters just don't help any story, no matter what. Characterization is very, very important, and to me it's paramount. Again, I'm going to keep hammering on this book. There's 6 characters in here. Some of them I absolutely hate, some of them I absolutely love. And that, to me, is the keys to any good story. Develop that emotional attachment to the character, and it doesn't matter what they do in the story is huge. Parker wants to go outside. That's a big, big thing to me. And speaking of stories, stories coincide with movies and what's happening. Summer blockbuster list is right there. Wolverine started Thursday. I haven't seen it yet, but like I said, the wife is excited to see it, and she's denying it, but I think she still wants to see Hugh Jackman naked. But yeah, so Wolverine, kind of excited to see that one. I've heard mixed reviews. Some of my friends say it's awful and terrible, and some of my friends say it's absolutely awesome. So, you know, me, I bet you it's going to be borderline right down the middle of the road. I'm totally jacked up for the G.I. Joe flick. Some hardcore action, looks awesome. I'm not one of those guys who walks into a theater expecting miracles to happen. I'm not one of those guys that, you know, gets disappointed by a bad story. If a movie was entertaining to me, solid. I'm okay with that. If it's just straight action and lots of things blow up and flashy, ooh, shiny, lights and stuff, I'm cool with that too. As long as it entertains me. That's the important part. It has to entertain me. And, you know, we got Transformers 2 coming up. People bitching and complaining about it. It's too busy and I didn't understand what was going on. The robot fights didn't make any sense. Who cares if Optimus had a sword in one fight and not a sword in another? Big effing deal. Good Lord. It was good action. Oh, Harry Potter 2012 and Toy Story 3. 2012, what the hell is that?
About the apocalypse.
About the apocalypse. Ooh, about the apocalypse. I just got a list. The wife said I have to add these 3 to the list. I didn't know Toy Story 3 was coming out this summer. Summer? For the summer? Really? Apparently it's coming out this summer. I haven't seen anything for it. Oh, Ice Age, though. Rise of the Dinosaurs. You guys will notice that I've got Scrat hammered up on all your pages, but that's cool. Star Trek. I'm not a Trekkie or a Trekker, and by any means, I'm not a big Star Trek fan by any stretch of the imagination.
Daddy, is that your office? No, is that Daddy's office?
We're in Daddy's office. But, yeah, Star Trek looks like a pretty good flick. If they do a good job with the story, I mean, the action scenes that I've seen so far look just awesome. So I totally am, you know, totally looking forward to actually seeing that, which I never thought I'd say. I'm looking forward to seeing a Star Wars or a Star Trek movie.
Hi, Dad.
Good make hi, Parker. She's so cute. The big movie that I'm excited for, though, Terminator. You know, kind of a Christian Bale fan. I think he's cool, even though he had a meltdown. Floor and filth. You know, but yeah, who doesn't do that every once in a while, right? I mean, I know I have. But yeah, Terminator. I love the Terminator series. I don't care what anybody says. I think they're awesome. And this one looks spectacular, so I'm totally jazzed. I don't ever walk into a movie with expectations, so if this one exceeds any of the minor expectations that I actually do have for it, it's going to be right at the top of my summer choices. You know, I mean, it's definitely one of the ones that I really want to see this summer. It'll be a theater flick for me, and for those of y'all who know my rules about theater flicks, that's saying something, because I really don't like to go to the theater. Considering I can buy the movie usually less than what it costs me to go and get popcorn, I have a hard time with it. So I can wait the 2.5 months unless it's something like Iron Man or Terminator. And then I have to go. Mandatory, must. So, yeah, with that, you know, you guys know where my blog is at. You guys know where my workspace is at. Post up your thoughts on what's going on with the movies this summer. Post up your thoughts on what you guys want to see and what's happening. And usual, or I should say as usual, you guys have an awesome week. Lead that animated life, and I will get back to you next week.